I hope you like this. It's Evelyn Glen.
Cavan Burran Park. The road getting here is very narrow. Very narrow. This road here going into the park with grass in it, that's wider. The road getting here. And even when you get here, you still got about another half a mile to get in here. It's a brilliant walkway for anybody who wants to go on a mountain but doesn't want to climb a mountain. You see the height we're getting up here. So there's no big climbing when you're up here, but you can see there's some standing stones and things. There's a lot more stuff here than if you want to go off the wee beaten track. There's more stuff to be found. But they have a wee pads way showing you a good range of it without you getting your feet mucked up. A wee tin hut in here the workers use, the must be the grouse people. Used to have them when I was away for work, man. They still have one in here, they still use it. That wee tin hut over there. The boys been there having the wee sandwiches. They've got a modern place up here now. Battery run done the car again, so I had to go in the boot. You get an idea, that's the road coming up. So even on the road coming up, you've lots of standing stones. I've never looked at it, they're all labelled now. So I've never come down as far as this, like. But visitor centre's just up ahead. We've never come down this way, Waller, but that's all part of it as well. It's not far from the car park. Anytime we come up here, water gets too warm. It gets closed at 10 PM sharp. Just the one way in, the one way out. How many visitor centres can you go to and take your wee dog in with you? Whoa! Whoa! You know where we are, Wallow? You know where we are, Wallow? Keep forgetting the county name. Just Leitrim. Cavan. Cavan Burran Park, pet. Cavan Burran Park. You always wanted to come back here. I know you did. Right, we'll take a spare battery with us, Willow. I'll put that wee one on the charge. They're like a GoPro battery. I wouldn't bother charging them up in the car because the car is off and on too much. I'd rather put them on that battery pack and charge them up. Whoa! Cavan Burran Park! Plenty of stones to play against here, pet. Look at that there, straight there, stone. Straight over there, stone. I broke my thumbnail getting out of the gate this morning. No scissors with me. That's the hazards of camping. This is Cavan Burran Park. Mountain park, geological, ancient, all the rest. It's a good enough sized car park for the number of people come here. Lots of big rocks all along the road on the way up. You can all look at the big rocks. And there's a walkway that starts off up that way, goes around the circle and comes up, finishes off here. Just down there is a sinkhole. I've had Liam Neeson, somebody write, this is sheer poetry. I'm not one for reading these signs, but this is sheer poetry. And this is just not for this place, so, you know, anybody can do this. Now, I say I'm not Liam Neeson, I'll do my best here, like, but a wee bit of music and all in the background, you know, it might sound alright, like, I don't know what type of music, but we'll have a go. Drama, tragedy, betrayal. Behind the tranquil beauty of Ireland's ancient East Green rolling hills lies 5,000 years of incredible history. Here tales of invasion, rebellions and tribal, I don't know what that is, saints walk in the footsteps of Stone Age man, with women too, like, and soak up stories of struggle for land, power and love. Most of the bitches probably over the love and all, like, you know, them Stone Age boys hitting each other with hatchets over girls, like, things never change. See where our ancient ancestors gathered around campfires and buried their dead. See, not like light fires today. Nobody's going to see in the future where we used to light campfires. It's illegal. Feel the profound tranquility of deserted monastic sites and walk into imposing castles where bloody battles raged. Things have never changed. From seafaring towns with incredible maritime histories to small villages with secrets to tell. A lot of scandal out there, well, a lot of scandal. Surround yourself in the stories of Ireland's ancient East. But you can put that anywhere. I live in the northwest there. Just as much scandal in the northwest. Plan your journey. I've been to most of them places there, like. I haven't been there. Number 7. And see that one there, the tower? That's all you see. You don't actually get to it. It's on an island. You don't get it. If I mind rightly, if it's the place I'm thinking of. Now, maybe I went from the wrong entrance, but I'll put them into Google later. Now, we'll go up now and take a wee look at the exhibition centre up here. Well, Willow is not into history. She had a wee sniff of the rocks over there. I was doubting this earlier, but the friend rang me, as he does. You know, people always ring you in the middle of a video and something. You ring them all morning, they will not answer the phone, or the phone's cutting out and all the rest. And then you finally get your going, bring out the camera and the phone rings. So this is sort of a take 2, like. And Willow's fed up with me talking about these rocks. She wants to get going. There's the wee centre itself here, like. There's public toilets here. That's the women's. That's the men's. So the nice clean toilets, disabled toilets, and they've actually got toilet rolls, but bear in mind, it is the Republic. Always have a spare one in your car just in case. Hand dryers. It's a pretty modern place, 2014. That'll be certificate. Oh honey, if you have dogs like myself, you just bring them on in. Just bring them. There'll be leaflets and all here. For children, activity passport, standard leaflet, visitor's map. Usual stuff. Wee thing here for Waynes to play with. If they want to build their own wee passage to them. Now maybe when they come here they just clod them at each other. But hopefully after you do a wee tour and they see some of the real ones, they might actually try and make a wee one of their own. Look at one down there. Some wee buggers been clodding them. Look, they've been clodding them. Well, I reckon we start a wee bit of this walk and we'll look at them panels when we come back. Oh. There's your trails there. The wee orange one, wheelchair accessible. It's like a concrete covered in stones. There it is out there. You won't dig a hole in it. And then it goes to boardwalk. Past a wee wedge to him. A sinkhole there as well. Ideally you go around the Lost Valley. That's better walk like. But we'll see what Willow does today. Come on, Willow. Now the rain's gone over. I don't think they get many visitors up here. I've been here in the summertime, the blazing heat. I've been here in the rain, and I'm here today during lockdown. There's an outdoor tap as well. The terrace is open, but if you come and the terrace is closed, there's an outdoor tap if your wee pup needs a drink. Come on ahead, Willow. Now the only thing I haven't noticed, no bins. So there's your different types of stone there. See, you know what? I walk past that all the time, and I never noticed there's different types of stone there. That wee one there, 700 million years old. 500 million years old. That's the type of stuff you get in Donegal there. That's mudstone. I wouldn't have thought that was mudstone there. 500 million years old. Granite, 400 million. See, granite's a tough stone. You think that granite would be older than mudstone? Granite, that's using railway lines. You bother breaking that. Limestone, that's the stuff that keeps dissolving and making sinkholes and made marble arch caves. That's made up of wee sea creatures on a seabed over millions of years. Wee things die. So there's billions of lives in that there. Billions of lives. And then they finally go into water and get dissolved. And then what happens after that? I don't know what happens when the lime goes back to the sea. Dolerite. 50 to 60. I've heard of dolerite, but you never hear it in garden centres. 50 to 60 million years old. So that's pretty new stuff there. Dolerite. That's like the stuff in Castle Rock. That's your volcanic stuff, is it? That's the stuff that comes from volcanoes. That's why it's the newer stuff. That's just come out of their core. Never knew it was dolerite. See, you learn something new every day. So much to learn to do. Yeah. Oh, I'm back to eating grass again. Well, this is organic up here, Pep, but there's not very much of it. See, you can eat the grass. I can up here on the display boards. Oh, with sheets of grass. The footpath here looks like stones. You think I wouldn't fancy bringing a wheelchair and that, but it ain't stones. It's very hard to walk on. The stones themselves are a bit loose, but it's a very hard surface, there's no give on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's concrete underneath that. Then they cover it in hot tar and put the stones on. I don't think it's tarmac, because a tarmac path, you wouldn't have to have loose stones on the top. Unless it was a tarmac path and people were slipping on it. But something leads me to think might be a wee bit of concrete under that. It's very hard. Because bearing in mind this is on a bog. And then when the bog gets very bad, it goes to decking boards. But you can see so far there's no subsidence here. So how far did they dig down the JCBs before they put this path in? This is the only hard bit here for anybody in wheelchairs and stuff. If you had a manual push wheelchair, you struggle to get up here. You struggle to push someone up in a manual push wheelchair. A Wayne in a wheelchair may be alright, but if you're an electric wheelchair, that should do it. Thing is, when I came up here for the start, I had two younger dogs. The hull didn't seem that long, but see when you got a wee 10.5-year-old dog pup, the hull seems longer than I mine. Wallace struggling a wee bit there. She's hot, like, it doesn't matter when I come, like it is high humidity today. There's no sun. It was about 17 degrees. So the humidity's not helping. Her wee back and all is wet. She's damp, but the only thing you can hear up here is a jet plane in the sky. Wee birds. This is the first wee bit of boardwalk. It's just a wee dead end. Takes you to this stone thing. The one thing I'll warn you about these places here. 15 minutes ago the rain was lashing. It was lashing. It went cloudy, hot. Now the sun's coming out, baking hot. The rain can come back on again. I'll have leggings on. Whenever you're on somewhere like this, there's absolutely no shelter. Whatever weather's coming, you're going to be hit with. If you're down the town, you have shady spots, and the forest you got shady spots. There'll be midgets about to come out now. It can be hard, like. Mullers found it hard. We didn't need that sun. Bad enough when it's cloudy. Now it could be pushing the rain again in 10 minutes. If it is, all the better. There's wee signs here, both in Gaelic and English. You pop them out, and it tells you the history of all these individual things. I'm not going to read them all. So Tully Goblin tomb, I'll tell you its age and all. 2500 BC. The tomb faces towards the setting sun on the winter solstice, December the 21st. the shortest day of the year. So it's English on the top and Gaelic down below. And what's on the other side? Well, I don't know, they can't have, that wouldn't be right, giving English just a wee tiny bit and Gaelic. Oh no, hold on, it's all English, the bit down below is English as well. English one side, Gaelic on the other. I got mixed up there. I just presumed. She's getting a wee drink now. So this was actually somebody's tomb one time. But I think when they built these, I might be wrong, but I think when they built these they were covered in clay. So you would have had a hill. So you imagine if you wind up that big slab of stone up there, like if I was building a tomb here, say I'm coming here now and this is I don't know if this is done. If I was building a tomb here now and I put them side stones on, before I put the lid on, I would start building up the clay banking. I'd build the clay banking on each side, and then you bring your stone up and you slide it across. Now how you slid a big stone like that, I don't know, you know. But if I was doing it today, like you use a couple of ladders and wheels and ropes and all kinds of things. I still couldn't shift a stone like that today, but you use a bit of plywood, that's what you would do. Now another thing they could have done, this is one for you here now, like, this is one for you. You start off this is my theory here on how to do this. If as a DIYer now, if I had to tackle a job like this, somebody wants me to build a burial tomb here. I've got a JCB, I can tow the stones, but I can't pick them up. What I would do, you get the ground nice and level first, you put the upright stones in place, cover the whole entire thing in clay, inside, outside, all round, solid clay, the whole lot. You then get your tractor, hook on one of your stones and you drag it up your hill and over the top and leave it on top of the hill. Then once your stone's over the top of the hill, get back out with a shovel and spade and dig the clay out from between the two stones. And now you're left with a big slab of stone on top of the two side walls. Now, I don't know if that's how they done it, but as a DIY now, if I had to solve that problem, that's what I would do. Maybe see these archaeologists, you know, they all go to tech and stuff in university. They've never used a shovel. That big stone there is cracked. That was one big stone. They can't get the money back on that now. But it's all very well having these, but I think it is a burial place. And as such, it still be treated as a burial place. You know, why did they have to expose them? There are the walkers on down there now, like there's a wee farm and all down there. But that's where we're coming out. Down along that lane there's a wee farm. Wee farm's interesting. Oh no, what we're trying to do now, but see, Walla likes the wee stony bits. It's these wide paths. Walla does not like wide paths. It doesn't matter what the weather, she gets bored. This digging here is the non-slip stuff. It's got the wee grippy stuff on it. That's expensive there, Walla. That's not the cheap stuff there. Digging was very fashionable at one time. It's sort of gone out of fashion now. People are fed up slipping on it. But if you come up here and be quiet, you won't get a quietest place. You still hear the wind in your ears. Right, well, this heat's getting up. A wee bit of effort now. We'll go on to the next destination now. Downhill now. There's no more downhill, pet. We go downhill. See, she's fed up with geology and history. Come on, it's not that long. Another 15, 20 minutes and we're finished. Come on, you do it. Now, I'll take you around the town next and you can do a bit of scrounging on the main street. We'll go around Black Lane next to me. Come on down this way, pet. Come on. I'll count to three. If Walla really doesn't want to go, I can't go. Walla. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was a close one. That's a close one. Oh, that's close there, Wallo. I don't want to go back. That's close. Oh, Wallo, see, you tear me, don't you? Like, I can't force my girl to do something she can't. It's the difference between can't do and doesn't want to do. But I think you're hot now, pet, and I don't want to be cruel to you. But it's not any harder going back now, you know, pet. We actually get into some of the wee trees, if I mind rightly. Need a wee bit of shade. Not a lot, you get a wee bit. But we're going out to the wee farm and all down here. You like the farm? You like the farm? Could you go around all the wee outbuildings and stuff? And the wee snuffies and all that? I'm on ahead. You'll be alright, pet, Mom. Come on this way. Oh, well, I want to sniff the sign. There must have been a wee pup or something up here. You see, she needs something to keep her interested. There's not enough of people come to this place with dogs. There's more dogs up this way. Like, there's no sign saying keep dogs under control. There's no sign keep dogs on a lead. So they seem to be dog friendly. There's no pipsqueak ones. It might be, depending how far you come, it might be the ideal place to bring a biodegradable pipsqueak bag. There's a few wee trees here, a wee butterfly. But when you used to come, they're going to get a lot bigger. And they might give a nice wee bit of shade. You know, all the better, then we get a wee bit of shade, wouldn't it? Well, because you need a bit of shade. I know a wee viewpoint now. I say that's really only applicable to locals. Anybody from outside couldn't care one mountain from another. Well, the plywood's starting to split. It's way hard to get decent plywood. See, that tells you what everything else is like, but doesn't really mean nothing to it. The wee farm now is just down there. The hole going down here now is quite steep, this wee corner. There always comes a time on a walk when I'm walking a wee pup. I'll say to myself, this is the last time I'm ever going to do it. And there's been several walks Willow's done, and I've said that I don't go back to them. So this is going to be my last ever time to come here with Willow. She's not enjoying it at all. She's going along that. I said a half-hour walk can take an hour. So this will be our last time to do this with Willow. As Willow gets older, she's going to have to learn to lie around a wee bit more. Because Willow doesn't do much lying down. She either eats or walks or sleeps. She's not used to just sitting down. And, you know, I could go in that car park and just sit on a wee bench and she could sit beside me, but she doesn't do that. So we're going to have to learn to do more wee sitting down now, aren't we, Willow? We're going to semi-retirement mode. You need to avoid all these wide pads. Any place of wide pads. It won't be too comfortable there on how we pause. It does the wee bit of the farm now. But bear in mind when the farmers were here, they didn't know about glaciers or nothing like that. They didn't know about passage tombs. They just seen they just seen that pile of stones over there. I thought, gee, that'll make a handy wee shed to keep the pigs or something on. It's just blocking up now, well. There's something, maybe this wee sign here says it. Am I reading something? The old farmstead, Burran townland, was formerly owned by the Brackens of Tun, who were minor landlords. The livestock was cared for by a herdsman. In 1901, the census lists 2 herdsman families. I'm not going to go into all that there. Nobody cares who they were. 1911, I know there was 2 families here. Maybe I do have to read the whole thing. The 1911 census lists 2 families. Later purchased the Burran. subsequently selling it on in the early 1950s. So whoever owned it in 1911, they sold it in the 1950s to the Department of Land, who planted conifer forests. Due to the lack of forestry, and the government wanted the state to become less dependent on import timbers and all the rest. But now this is the only thing, the only dodgy about it, the way they sold the land. It's very nice of them, wasn't it? Sell the family land off to the government in the 1950s. Once the families sold their land off, it ended 6,000 years of farming traditions in the Burran. So people have been farming here for 6,000 years. And the government basically takes the land in the 1950s. Now you could go further and get a wee bit political. You could say that during the potato famine, the people had the land here. During all British rule, farmers landed here. And it wasn't until they got their free state that the Irish government put them off the land. They didn't want to bring in British timber and all timber because the Irish economy wasn't very good in the 1950s. And bringing imports was devaluing the pound. So they want to grow their own timber, stop and put, all the ones importing oil and stuff, they're importing timber. So basically, you could say that the Irish state put people off their own land after being here for 6,000 years. Now that could be biased, but that's the thing about history. It all depends what way you word history. And it was just nice to know, did they say, go to the government, hey, any chance I could sell you my farm off, I want to retire? Or did the government come and say, we're taking your land? If they just tell the history as it was, if I could ring up that family now, how comes you give up your house? And get the truth. Here's one of the, what's the sign there? Was it a bird chamber or what? Well, it's interesting here, you can see how the farmers just built the wee stone wall up. They put the wee stone wall up. Look at the big upright stone and all, like. They just thought this is a handy wee spot here if we make a wee shed out of this here, boys. So, and the wee buggers must have been escaping around there, so they put that wee wall up there then. It doesn't matter, we try to patch these things up, they always find a way out. Look, that wee hole over there. Look, the wee buggers are getting out that hole. Let's stuff some stones in there too. And by the time we got all these wee bits and pieces full up, the neighbours had to just build a new shed out there, like, but no. They full up all the wee bits and pieces. And they finally got a wee shed. What was kept in there? Well, they probably kept potching and all, but they're not going to tell you that on the sign. Let's see what they kept in there. Unless they dig up it was modified as a shelter in the late 19th century and early 20th century. Doesn't say what they kept in there. But the tomb is around 3,500 to 4,000 BC. 6,000 years ago, that's there. 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. It's hard to believe, like, that that's been there 5,000 to 6,000 years. The whole entire place would look different 5,000 to 6,000. You couldn't imagine it. These old ditches wouldn't have been there 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. Everything else is pretty modern. When they actually put, look at the size of that slab there, like. Do you think, that's old, well, that is old. There's a lot of puppies coming. You want to eat more grass? You eat away there. I'll look at the archaeology. If you want to eat the grass, I'll read the rest of this thing properly. But their own wee farm would be ancient today, and most of it's gone. Nobody's worried about the wee ancient farm. It's these stones, but in 100 years' time, people will be just as interested in that farm as they are the stones. There's disagreement how it originally looked, but sure, boys get paid for disagreeing. Did the tomb face northwest, northeast, or southwest? So they don't actually know where the door was. See that big stone in the front? That mightn't have been around the slant, that could have been upright, you don't know. So nobody can tell where the front of it was. But they wanted to fit into their theories that maybe it's the shortest day of the year, the longest day of the year, the in between days of the year. They always like to try, was it Martians came down and zapped it up or what? Everybody's got their theories. It's not very long now, back to the start. In the 1950s, when the government took the land of these people, and the forester came in and planted trees, the boys planting these trees here would have seen all these trims and stuff. Look how close the trees are planted together there. When they got the land, they came right up close to the farm buildings and all. They didn't leave the tiniest wee gap to try and preserve nothing. These trees were just cut down when they opened this park up to protect all these stones. It's funny how the world changes, isn't it? Now they pay money to maintain them. This is probably a wee animal shed, no fireplace. Well, them other rooms could have been in the house. There's more big stones in there. So that's the ones that was dropped by glaciers. So it's just sitting there balanced on the other stone. So the glacier would have picked it up from elsewhere. And as the ice melted. But you think, when you see a big stone like this, and you see them all around the country, you imagine the sheet of ice that would have been there as that melted. As that there was melting, see that stone, different type of stone from that, shouldn't be there. That's like that's limestone at the bottom. That one there's probably come from 50 mile up the west. It's been all scored. All the scores on it. You see that side there's not scored. So even when that fell down there like and sat there were still things rubbing past it. The rest of the iceberg was still maybe 100 miles thick going back that way. That side scored. So I suppose in theory, if you look at the scores, you could work away which way the ice was going. So 3 sides are scored and that side there is not scored. So that must have been the front and the ice is coming from behind. What about the top? How's my theory? But see the ice would have been melting from the top down. So even when up there was the ice might have been pretty thin. Down here still solid. You have 100 miles of it pushing. Well, but it might not have got wore away there. That could have got wore with the ice when it was 50 miles that way. And then it's all theories, well, it's all theories. These are all the other wee pebbles that got picked up as well. So that's an interesting place for geology. If my school had brought me here, it would have made you interested in geology. Instead of that, we were drawing pictures of coal mines and seams and all that. I better come out and actually see it. Well, that temperature's getting up, pet. We're going to get back to the car, pet. You're not going to last. See, that's what I mean. You're out in a mountain top, like. There's a few trees down there, not a lot of shade. It's not that far now, Willow, but I say we need to get back. Somebody's dumped tarmac. There is other nicer pads here, but was too old to do them. There's a wee one like ruby sleepers, and it's got lots of nails banged into it to give you a bit of grip. And it goes down a wee gorge, and passes a couple of passage tombs, and that's a really nice wee path. It's not hard to do for anybody who can go up and down steps, but it's only 2 sleepers wide. There's another one of them wee boulders sitting over there. The thing I notice here, all the big boulders are all numbered. They're all registered. Now, that's not unusual, you might think, but they register them by using these wee planters here. There's nothing stopping anybody just lifting that, and yet people don't seem to do it. You know, everywhere else they're putting in stumps of wood, brass plaques and all the rest. So I'd say if you had your phone now and you did that wee thing, it'll probably tell you all about it. That's if you get a phone connection. There's the last wee section here now. But then you don't need a phone if you got this here. About 13,000 years it's been sitting there. 13,000 years. That's all I'm really interested in, the dates and stuff. As far as names and all that go, they're just made up. Stone Age man didn't give it a name. It's just a rock. But it's nice to know it's been there 13,000 years. You see here now, we're going over the bog. Let's just lift it up a wee bit here now. It's something different like. Well, do you want to be in the video? Come on, I'll walk beside you and you be in the video. We're not coming back here again, Willow. This is our last time here. If I'm ever back here, it's going to be a wee young puppy. Oh, he's going to be running away ahead of me. I'm going to be shouting at him. I'll be missing you then. He'll be way down there, miles ahead. Or she. And I'll be looking back in the day when I have my wee Willow. That rock formation on the ground, I think that maybe where it gets it being Burran from today. That's all limestone there. C-A-R-S-T, karst, is a general name given to weathered limestone. So basically the whole floor is limestone and it's all weathered. But there's a sinkhole down here, because limestone dissolves. There could be tunnels under there already, there could be rivers under there. And over here is an actual sinkhole. Now if you got a wee light on your head and a hard hat and a bit of experience, you can go down that sinkhole. I don't know what size it is, but the sinkhole, the chances is it might be a tunnel, and then again it might not. But until you explore it, you don't know. There's hundreds of miles of caves and phenomena that nobody's been in. Although you don't often hear in the news ones getting stuck in caves and phenomena. But ones do it. You can see boys just going to caves. There's a couple of wee caves there, you get to the entrance. So there's no visitors or nothing like that, no fancy thing. It's just a path and a hole and a hole, and boys go down it with lamps in their heads. Then you have Marble Arch caves, that's for visitors. And you've got your fire exits and all the rest, like, and a wee boat. And you've got special equipment to shut the river off in times of flood. So if you get a flash flood, they can stop the water going into it. Then all one there, I tell you, I can't read them all. Willow wants to get out of here now. But there's a lot of trees growing up around here again. You thought they would kept some of the trees back. Look, we nature's water bowl. Nature's water bowl. Aye, that's what it is. Stone Age people had water bowls for the puppies long before we invented them. That's how they made them there. She shouldn't be so thirsty so early in the morning. Or just that heat. Oh, you needed that, pet. That one there be a wee bit cleaner there. You still on the muck up. No, not too bad. The muck's not too bad on it. See, they should have a wee sign here. The puppy bowl, couldn't they? They could have a wee sign in English and Gaelic pointing over here to the puppy bowl. See, when you're finished, I'll I'm going to scoop out all that crap, and then the next puppy coming in there can have clean water. When that rains again now, that'll put nice clean water in there for the next puppy. And they can put a wee sign in called the puppy bowl. Come on now. You know, the wee puppy bowl's just over there. Just round the corner is the sinkhole. That wee white butterfly. This is very small. It's very small. No, they never do it for me. Well, they're as strong as you. You think you got a wee butterfly, all you have to do is spread his wings a bit. But oh no. I don't know, you more than groaning and the butterfly not performing. Oh. Hang on, I think there's something in there jumping. There's something in there jumping. The grass is moving, Willow. The grass is moving. There's something alive in there jumping. Do you have grasshoppers up here? It's not something walking, something jumping. Because you can see the wee blades was moving. They stopped now. That's something. There's nature happening, Willow. Look, see that one there was shaking there? Look, that's me, hit that one. There's something in there jumping, Willow. Now that's probably green and camouflaged. See, David Allenberg, he's plenty of people. David Allenberg was here now. He would just set 5 cameras up there and he would go and have a tie break and come back, and one of the 5 would have the wee creature. I've only got the one here, and I've got a wee woman that's more than grown. And so there's an real actual sinkhole. That is the real McCoy there, like. Back when they built them stones, this was all flat land. And one day the thing fell in. You see the people walking down there. So I'm saying, if you've got a miner's hat on you, go on ahead and do it. But there's no water in that. So I think for a sinkhole to have a tunnel, you need flowing water. It could just be a wee stream. And the wee stream will dissolve the limestone and then over thousands of years you get a tunnel. You see the water dripping off the limestone there. There's nothing flowing, so I don't think it's going to be very deep. Going very far. But I could be wrong, Willow. I ain't going down today. Funny thing is, if I want to go down, I could go down. If they had a fence up here and the gate was lying open, the chance of me going down is going to be higher, because you're going to say, well, this is the only chance I have. Why, when you can go down, you don't bother, because you don't have to. You can do it later. When you can do it later, why bother doing it? That's my theory. Well, so if you want to make a tourist attraction and attract it to tourists, put a fence on it and leave the gate unlocked, and you're not keeping them out. Maybe the problem is this place is not busy. It's free. Put a wee man at the gate and charge somebody a tenner, and then people want to go. A few more cars up here now. I'll make use of the tower facilities now before I go. Back at the car park. But when I first came here with my 2 younger dogs, I done the both walks. I done that and I done the second one. I did half the third. I was just too hot even then. That's us now, Willow. That is us. Wee coffee van open. See that wee coffee van? That'll bring people. That'll bring people there. People will climb a mountain if they know there's a coffee at the top of it. Not more cars coming out of there. That's about as I've ever seen this place, Pet. Let me put you in the car now, wee honey. I'll try now for a wee drink of water here. It's cloudy again, so it's not too hot, but Willow's just tired. It's been a long couple of days for Willow. She hasn't got as much sleep in the car, although she hasn't done much. She's done a lot more walking before, but she's had more time to do the walking. Up we go, honey. I get all these windows open. She's just tired. Just tired, Pet. You're not getting enough of sleep. Get all these windows open now. 17 outside. You wouldn't think it's 17. The rain was lashing this morning, wasn't it, Willow? I don't know what this is. Hey, dead heat. Dead heat. Alright, Burran, Willow. Hey.